My skin is literally so shiny today. It's like I'm the fucking Silver Surfer.
Let me get my mind right. Yeah. Let me get my mind right. You know everything.
Hello guys, so I am back for another video. This is another part of my night vlog series where I just want to talk to you guys about characters and such and what's going on with me doll wise. And yeah, it is nighttime, but I did fix the lighting to be, better and such. And I have my minifee Karsh here today because I wanted to talk to you guys about him. And I wanted to talk to you guys about his character, I guess. And maybe ask you guys for advice because I feel like in terms of this character and this doll, there's something holding him back. Or like holding the character back, and I don't know what it is. So I'll just talk about his story first. So, in terms of my story, Ferguson is the twin brother to my minifee Merwin, my minifee tan Merwin, Luxury. I forgot her name. And they lived in New York. They are Native American and African American descent. The parents that they had were way more interested in Ferguson's life than Luxury's life. I kind of talked about it in Luxury's backstory a little bit because they really didn't care much because they were too busy focusing on Ferguson. And Ferguson is an athletic champion. He's very, he's built he's he does basically any sport, and he does it very fucking well. I think that's why he gets put into the academy, and with being put into the academy, he has to, really impress people and impress his parents. So he's been under a lot of stress to fit into what society wants him to be. And he thinks that society wants him to be the everyman, the boy that follows the American dream, becomes a superstar in whatever sport that he wants to be because he can do whatever. And I think once he gets to the academy, he's very cocky. He knows he's fucking good at what he does, and he's very he's not shy about it. He's like, fuck you, I'm amazing. I'm the fucking OG in here. Who the fuck are these people on my team? I'm better than them. And I think that's one of his flaws, and it changes till when he meets Dev, and Dev is basically the exact opposite to Ferguson. Dev is a very quiet, laid back, chill, doesn't really care. Well, it's not that he doesn't care, it's just more that he cares, but he's very just mellow about everything in life, while he's just very on the high ups. And it just really throws him aback. Once he meets him, he's like, oh my god, this is the prettiest fucking girl ever, even though Dev is a boy. Dev is just really skinny. And then, it just turns into a series of events where they end up falling in love with each other. And I think the problem that I feel happens is that that's basically as much as I have for him. And he kind of ended up turning into an accessory character, which I would really not want to have an accessory character for one of my main characters. And Dev is a main character, and that's what really just grinds my gears with this character. And I do feel like he does have his shining moments sometimes in my stories. There are little bits and pieces where, I think he's a very interesting character. But the attitude that I get from the character is just cocky cocky and being like a fuckboy when Dev isn't around, but when Dev is around, he's like an emotional mess where he's like, oh, he's so cool, da 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 da, like I love him. And it also just messes with his emotions too, because I think there is still a stigma about being gay in sports, and I think one of his biggest things that I do like about him is that he does have a very conflicting sense of his sexuality, and he hates being labeled as just one thing, which he kind of gets from me. It's kind of what I brought to him is, I myself don't like to be labeled. I mean, according to, actual sexuality, I would technically be pansexual, because I don't really have a preference on who I love. But I would rather just not care about the preference and just let myself be whatever. I like whatever, like I don't care. And I feel like he wants to be like that too. But there's so much stigma against him being who he is, that it really just brings him down, and it kind of brings him back to earth from being this super all-star like prodigy that everybody thinks that he is. And I think that's what I want to focus on, but I feel like if I focus on that, I feel like then what else? Like I feel like, because when I talk about my other characters, I think, what else? And then I come up with this, and then what else did I come up with this? Then what else did I come up with this? But then after, like, coming up with one thing, I'm like, okay, what else is there to you? And I thought that would change once my character, my jury 10 head, Trish, when she came into the fray, I thought, that would maybe change things, but it only just hammers down the whole sexuality struggle. And I feel like there's more to him, but I don't know what it is. And I've been trying to fix it. I was like, maybe it's just the doll, but then I think the doll looks like him now. I mean, besides the hair, but I'm getting a wig for him. Like, I have, like, pants, shoes. I love this sweater. It's, like, his default sweater, even though everybody else wears it. I just feel like there's something more to him that I need to bring out, and I don't know what it is. So, if you guys think that you could potentially help me and with what I gave you about his story, and maybe come up with something that you could think about, I think maybe that would help me, maybe in terms of like create like his character, because like I would love to think like hear what you guys have to think about his character, because I rarely don't talk about him, which is kind of sad, because I don't take pictures of him either, which is weird, because I mean I love like taking pictures of all my dogs, but when it comes to him, I'm just like, I'd rather take a picture of somebody else. I'd rather take a picture of somebody else. I'd rather take a picture of his sister than I'd rather of him. And I think it's just, when I brought both of the twins into my life, I really had Ferguson on this pedestal of like, this is the doll, this is the character. And then I had Luxury kind of just buying her as a whim because I bought them together from the same owner. And Luxury just ended up soaring, and I have so much that I want to do with Luxury. And then he's just stayed at a constant. So I don't know, if you guys could help me in any way, that would be amazing. I would love to hear what you guys think about what I've told you. And I'll be back with another video, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.